Let me ask you something maybe a bit controversial. Obviously, when you signed to Family Tree, you signed with Tshego Gemini.
They were there before me. Yeah,
Oh, they were
the
there.
last one.
Okay, you're the last one. So it was 3 of you, right?
Yeah.
And all of you left. And it seems like everyone else left, and there wasn't good blood between them and Cass.
Yeah.
Right. What do you think the reason for that is? Do you think that he was a good boss, or?
You see, what people need to understand is that Cass, yes, he was the head of the record label, but he had a lot of people that were placed into positions to kind of like help run it.
To run it.
And then a lot of us would place our own people there, you know. But I do think that when men work together, it's very different. The egos will always come in. Not saying that Cass wasn't done wrong, or Tshego and Gemini weren't done wrong, or whoever was involved weren't done wrong. But I think a lot of egos causes a lot of breakups. Even between Cass and Riky, I think that could have been sorted out if the egos were just left at the door, you know. Yeah. But I think with me, it's different because I knew how to humble myself in certain places, and I knew what I needed from the label. Yeah. You know, that was different from what Tshego needed from the label and what Gemini needed for the label. Yeah. So therefore, their own experiences were completely different to mine. You know, and when I left, I didn't leave on bad blood. We spoke about it. It was good, and I just I'm going to try sign my own deal with Universal, which didn't happen. But the reason why I left was I wanted to sign Braga Records directly because I was they were servicing me through Family Tree. Okay. So I actually didn't have a contract with either of them. I didn't have a contract with Family Tree. I didn't have a contract with Universal. Because Family Tree had a contract with Universal, they were servicing me. So there was a lot of things that I couldn't get because I wasn't signed, so I couldn't get my numbers for Namin from the DSPs because they had to send it to the label. But then there was the
label doesn't want to give you those.
No,
numbers.
It wasn't that. It was the person that Cass had put in charge of that for the artists had left, and the codes had changed, and they were disgruntled. So so he couldn't even try fix the situation, because he's like, I've put people in place to do these certain things. Now they've done and messed me up, and I can't even get it all back full circle because people are just being funny now, So I couldn't even. There's no way I could be mad at him because Cass is not going to be sitting there looking at my numbers, guys, and that's what people think he's doing. He's not sitting there in the meeting saying, make Nadia brand ambassador. No,
he's too big.
He's too big, and he's an artist himself. But what he did is put people there and allow us to put people there, and then use the machine. Yes,
that makes a lot of sense.
And then use the machine of him and Family Tree to push our agendas. But then when things got tricky, it's like you can't. For me, you can't then look at Cass because he's not doing. There's a machine. You need to do it with the machines, So that's what I think the biggest problem was happening with a lot of record labels, not just us. I think a lot of people.